Israeli Minister of Defense Yoav Gallant says that it'll take a few more months to dismantle Hamas. In a meeting with the US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, Gallant stressed that Israel's operations in Gaza were going to be a long war. Bernard Smith joins us now from Tel Aviv. Obviously a great deal to discuss by Mr. Sullivan and those meetings with Israeli officials, and a great deal to listen to as well for both sides.
Well, Jake Sullivan is carrying a message from Joe Biden. The US president has weathered enormous international criticism over his continued unwavering support for Israel and its prosecution of its war against Hamas. And Biden has restated his commitment to Israel, says the US will continue to support Israel, but he's warned that public opinion could shift in grave ways for Israel's security. And Sullivan is carrying that message to the Israeli government. He said before he left the US, Jake Sullivan said that he would be discussing a timetable with the Israeli leadership on to end the war, and he urged Israel's leaders to move to a different phrase from the kind of high-intensity operations we're seeing now. So he's been having those meetings with Israel's leadership. We understand he's probably still in a meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu, but he's not getting much enthusiasm for this idea of a timetable. The Israelis have not suggested that they are committing to a particular fixed timetable. You heard Gallant say just before to Sullivan that, this is going to take many more than just a few months. Hamas has spent years building up its capabilities, and it's going to take us a long time to combat Hamas in the way that we want to.
Great deal of speculation and talk, Bernard, about what's going on within the war cabinet and how to move forward, either with operations or with mediation. What more are you hearing about this?
Well, we know that the families of the captives are very frustrated. They're not hearing anything about negotiations at the moment. They've said in a statement earlier on today that they feel that the government is playing Russian roulette and they want an update due to the fatal freeze in talks. Well, it seems that the war cabinet is in agreement that there's no point in the Mossad head travelling to Qatar at the moment because Israel's war cabinet believes Hamas leadership in Gaza has lost contact with Hamas's leadership in Doha. So there's no point going to Doha because there's no way of finding out what Hamas wants. The difference, we think, in the war cabinet is that Benny Gantz wants the Qataris to, in the meanwhile, proactively try and find out what Hamas wants, while Benjamin Netanyahu and the defense minister, they prefer to take a passive approach to wait and see what Hamas comes up with.
Bernard Smith for us there with that update from Tel Aviv. Thank you.